Hi guys, so I'm doing a new video. This one is a tag video, as you can see by the title. And this one is actually supposed to be the London tag, which has already been floating around, and I saw actually Beauty Crush did the video for the London tag. And it kind of got me thinking to see if anybody did a New York one, because, you know, New York is pretty big, and no one's done it. So I figured I would amend some of the questions and make them kind of, you know, applicable for New York and for the States. And yeah, so this is going to be the New York tag. Just like Beauty Crush, I don't really have breakfast outside. Well, not like in a proper restaurant where you like sit down. First off, I don't have the time for it, and second, I don't know. It's just not something that I think of to go to a restaurant for, unless you're getting like breakfast food later in the day. But for breakfast time, I don't really go to restaurants for that. So, I mean, I eat at home. We have a lot of drugstores in New York, I think. Like the bigger chains, we have, what do you call it? Duane Reade, Walgreens, Rite Aid, CVS. Those are like the bigger chains, and my favorite is Duane Reade. There's Duane Reades everywhere in New York City. There literally is, like, everywhere. There aren't as many CVS or Rite Aids or Walgreens, but Duane Reade you can always find. So I tend to go to Duane Reade a lot for skin products, makeup, hair products, pretty much for anything. So yeah. Okay. So the third question I took to mean favorite kind of like department store makeup section or makeup department store. I'm not sure because they called it makeup hall, which I'm kind of inferring that they mean kind of like a department store that has makeup counters in it. So if that's the case, we have like Macy's, Bloomingdale's, JCPenney. They have makeup counters in the stores themselves, and I would probably pick Macy's because I've been to Macy's probably the most out of all of them. I don't know. I was trying to think of this, and I don't really know if I have a favorite place specifically that I always go to. I guess favorite area. I can narrow it down to favorite area because I don't really have a specific place that I gravitate to that's my favorite. It would be anything around downtown or maybe Brooklyn. So anything below 14th Street. Actually, you know what? No. My favorite area is actually the West Village. I actually really like the West Village. So yeah, that's my favorite area. That's easy. My favorite park, hands down, is Prospect Park. I don't know if you're not from the States or you're not from New York or whatever and you don't know what Prospect Park is. It's a really big park in Brooklyn. And I like it a million times better than I do Central Park. I hardly go to Central Park. I don't know, Central Park to me is just big and disjointed and it's nice, but I prefer Prospect Park. They have like horseback riding, they have like sports areas, like nice open garden space. They have like little lakes, skating ring, zoo. So I guess it's like a smaller version of Central Park, but I just like Prospect Park better. I have, I guess, a few. My number one tip would be to get a map before you get on the subway or you go to New York. And not just like the paper maps. The paper maps, I guess, are standard and you can get those. But I think your best bet would be to get a, to download an app. Even I have a subway map downloaded on my iPod, which I will show you right now. So they have tons of them, even for free. And it just makes it easier. That way you're not standing up trying to look at the map or, you know, trying to figure out where you are. You just look or listen to the stop they're saying. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me do this. So, let me see if it says subway map. And it has, wait, ooh, zoomed in right now. But basically it has all of New York City right there. Has all the lines, and it shows you all the stops, which trains meet up with them. You can also find like bus maps and stuff like that. So if you have any of these kind of like smartphones or just iPods or whatever, you just go to the App Store and download maps. I've also used to have a New York City map where it shows you like all the streets, and that will make it a lot easier for yourself. Okay, so I thought about this, and okay, I guess I would start with brunch. I'm not necessarily a breakfast person, but I do like brunch, and I like mimosas for, you know, brunch. So I would say brunch in some kind of cafe or something, followed by, I guess maybe a little bit of shopping, but I would say maybe like book shopping. I would probably go buy books, and so like go to a bookstore or something like that. Then I think like a picnic in the park, in Prospect Park, because that's my favorite. I like picnics, and I figure, you know, well, this is assuming it's a really nice day outside. Okay, so yeah, a picnic in the park for like lunch or whatever, hang out, relax there. Then in the night, I guess, I was thinking about this. I guess it could be one of two things. If you go A, go to a bar, or B, which I probably would pick first, would be to go to a hookah bar. Hookah bar? Hookah lounge. To do hookah. Yeah, that would be my perfect day. So my absolute favorite has to be the Museum of Natural History. I've been to that museum I don't know how many times. The museum is cool. There's a lot of stuff you could see, but my favorite part of the museum is the planetarium. I don't know. I really like the planetarium. So that's my favorite part of the museum. And then if I had to pick another one, it would maybe be the Met, only for, you know, the art and then the furniture, you know, for different time periods. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, this has to be, like, I guess, it's not really a secret to me, but yeah, Yelp. So if you've never heard of Yelp, you don't have no idea what I'm talking about, then I will educate you right now. Okay, so Yelp is kind of like, it's a website, and I think they have certain countries on there, and they do have, I don't know if they have all the states in the U.S. I know they only have a few countries on there outside of the U.S. But basically, they have like everything. I don't want to say everything, okay, they don't have everything, but they have like, you can look up restaurants, you can look up for price ranges, neighborhood, different cuisines, you can find things that have parking, good for children, good for families, bring your own beer, gives you directions to the place, the phone number, the address, does it have Wi-Fi, does it take cards, there's pictures, people write reviews on the restaurants, bars, lounges, clubs, basically like galleries, they have a whole ton of stuff there. And then, so I like going on there, I always go on Yelp. Whenever I want to try a new restaurant out, I go search on Yelp, or and I review and stuff like that. Makes it easier for people who are going to read it. And also what's really fun is they have an events section in Yelp, and that's another way that if you're kind of new to New York, you don't really know what's going on, you can go onto the events section and you can filter it by like free events or pick a certain day, and they show you a whole bunch of different events that are going on. Some are free, you know, like some of them you have to pay for, concerts, whatever. They show you a whole bunch of things, so you might find something on there that you might not have like actually gone to. So if you're ever kind of lost and you don't know what to do, Yelp is the way to go. That's my absolute secret for yeah. Okay, so I also asked my brother to kind of tell me what he thought were his secrets. He said not to waste your time going anywhere above 14th Street because food is expensive, which is true. If you want to get the cheapest food in New York, Chinatown is the way to go. Absolute cheapest. You can get yourself a super affordable meal, and it's cheap also to eat in the East Village because they have a lot of like dollar pizzas, which they say are good. I haven't had a dollar pizza, but yeah. I think my favorite bar has to be this place called Wicked Willie's, and it's in the West Village. I don't know, I just think it's fun. There's a lot of like college students in the area and stuff like that. They have like a little tiny stage, you can dance. They have like beer pong. The drinks are affordable, so if you're on a budget, it's not too bad. Another place is Playwright, and this place is actually in Midtown, so it's kind of off of 42nd Street, and they have really good food there, and it's pretty affordable, I think, as well too. And my absolute favorite place to go is this hookah blah, 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 blah. It's a hookah lounge called Kazuza. I can't rave enough about this. Like, that's my absolute hands down favorite place to go. If you want really good hookah, if you do hookah. Yeah, so if you like hookah or you've never tried it, I would recommend going to Kazuza. In the weekends, you have to be 21 and older, but I think the rest of the week you can be 18. Because I think that's the legal age to do hookah. So in the weekends, like Friday and Saturday, they have a belly dancer that comes in to dance. The place is kind of small, but it's really nice and cozy. Drinks are reasonable. It's like a good place to kind of just like go to just to chill out. Yeah, and then there's plenty of bars and stuff, you know, in the area. And yeah, that's my absolute favorite. So that's it. That's the end of the tag. Hopefully you guys found it interesting, and if you're visiting New York, you might use some of the tips that I gave you. Yeah, so I tag anybody who wants to do this. Feel free. It'd be cool to kind of see other kind of like New York tags, you know, other people's favorite places and their tips and all that stuff. Or if you're not in New York and you're from another place, maybe you should start your own tag. Yeah, and you want to do the tag, then do the tag and kind of amend it to wherever you live. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and until next time, bye!